Is this working? Maybe. I hope so. This has been so crazy today, man. It's just not giving me anything that is working properly. I don't know what is going on. Am I working? I sure hope so. Let's bring this over here. I'm going to try this, see if it works. Yes! We're alive! This is, oh my gosh. This has just been insane today. I've got to call in to the power line adapter people because the power line, I put a power line adapter in here to connect to the main PC because the Wi-Fi hasn't been that great in this room. But and it's been working fantastic, but all of a sudden out of nowhere a couple of weeks ago it stopped working. We called our local internet provider and it was like, oh well, yeah, they are, you know, that your outside line is fine, but so it's not our fault. And we're gonna reset the system. Like, okay, it looked like it's working again for a second, then we get off the line and the next morning it's gone again. So we'll do what we can here, and hopefully it's not going to look too weird and be ugly and horrible. Thank you all for sticking with me and joining this mad foray into the world of farts. Woohoo! Okay, so we're going to talk about how to get rid of that gassy fartiness. Yeehaw! Wonderful subject. Thank you so much, Luana Pierce, GLG, Little Garden Big Dreams, for sticking with me. I know some other people were trying to join me earlier, and maybe they'll come back, and everything will be okay. For now, yay, we're here. And yeah, we can jump right into these this list of monster herbs and spices that I've got. Now, with this, I am tackling just the herbs and spices today. I'm actually going to do an actual top 10 video on this later. This is the long format of this. I'm going to do a much more streamlined version for the general public, but this is with all the stuff involved. Obviously, there's lots of other ways you can get rid of gas. You can use different digestive enzymes. They come in various supplements. I've tried those as well. And those actually, the enzymes usually include things that come from plants that are herbs as well, like bromelain, which comes from pineapple, and papain, which comes from papaya. So those are kind of related. But I'm really looking specifically more into the herbs and spices. I mean, the other big thing these days is things like probiotics, of course, yogurts, kefir, tempeh, kimchi and sauerkraut, anything that's fermented and stuff along those lines. And then, of course, things like activated charcoal, and there's even, they say it can even be related to stress and things like that. Apple cider vinegar is another thing that helps with it as well. But, yeah, we are talking herbs and spices today. So let's jump into one of the first ones here. This is it working? It's not working? I don't see it working. Why aren't you playing? Come on! There it is! It's ginger! Ginger is our first one here. So, ginger has lots of carminative effects. In a review in April of 2015, the European Review of Medical and Pharmacological Studies showed that ginger really helps to speed your digestion. And this is really ginger's calling card when it comes down to it. It really helps get things moving along in your system. Our dietitian basically said it helps with stimulate your rhythmic contractions. Boom, chicka doom, chicka boom, chicka boom. That's what your gut's doing once you start having ginger. Ooh, cha ah, ah, cha ooh, cha ah. It gets it moving along there. So basically it gets everything moving properly and quickly through your digestive system, so you don't have a chance to really build up that gas that causes bloating and henceforth down the line causes flatulence. Now, the when you're taking herbs, and ginger is no exception, a lot of them you can have as teas. They say that if you're gonna use ginger tea, that you can have it before or after every meal to help prevent that gas buildup in flatulence. And another way that you can do it, of course, is by having more of a supplement like a ginger capsule or powder. But it's really relative to each person as to how you need to actually, how much you need to take. Because, and especially when it comes to herbs, a lot of times you can get immediate effect by having it right away. I mean, I have had ginger tea a lot when I've had gas, and I do notice that it does help. But if you really want more of a long-term help with it, you generally want to just have it on a consistent basis so it doesn't, so it has a chance to actually build up in your system and continually regulate your system and already have it in good shape when you have these bad foods or just problem foods, essentially, that can cause gas. So the best thing to do is to have that ginger on a consistent basis. Try and have a little bit every day. And if that means having ginger tea to make it work or some supplements to help it keep it in your system, then do that. Just really the important thing is to make sure that you are... Whoop, where am I at? Where'd I go? Here I am. Hi. My video ended and I forgot to switch back on time. But yeah, that is the key thing when it comes to all of these guys. So I'm going to say that once now at the beginning, and we'll leave it there. That if you're going to have it on a consistent basis. If you don't notice an immediate effect, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not working. It might mean that you just need a little bit more. Sometimes just having a little bit of gas, a little bit of a particular herb may not be enough. You may need, like I said, instead of having 1 glass of ginger a day, you may need 3 cups of ginger a day. Or you may need to take a supplement so you have a couple 100 milligrams of it in order to get enough. So, yeah, that is the thing. Little garden, big dreams. I'm the middle of the night here, so I'm listening with my eyes shut. You're missing all the cool effects that I'm bringing in today. I'm doing lots of cool, fun things. So, yeah. Obviously, yeah, Luana Pierce, there are things out on the market, various types of different things that usually involve things like calcium carbonate, sodium carbonate. Gas X being one of those. Over here in the UK, another one that is used that way is, we actually use it all the time. It's a Rennie is a product that we have that does that. There's a couple others that I'm totally buzzing what they are. But anyways, there's lots of those out there. We're talking about the herbs, though. And the next herb I want to talk about is... Dun, 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 dun. Turmeric! Yeah, or turmeric, however you want to say it. And this guy... Turmeric and ginger are just badass. These guys are killer. They help with so many different things. And gas and flatulence are no exceptions when it comes to turmeric. Now, one study included by the old German Commission E, if you haven't heard of them before, they're a big old commission that is one of the leading authorities on herbs, and they recommend it for lots of digestive problems. And they say try and take it as a capsule before a meal or as a tea, or you can add it to your foods, and that helps as well. So, I mean, there's a reason, there's lots of different things on this list that the Indians have that are good for gas, and we're going to get into all of them here today. But turmeric is a spice that really can assist with the whole digestive system and the liver, and it also stimulates bile production, and because of all that, it helps move things along that so you can't build up that gas, and that's really the most important thing when you're talking about these things. Can't let that stuff build up in the first place, which is why they say to really take it beforehand if you want to have it. You know what I mean? Still on ginger, very close up. Ginger tea with honey is very good. There's a turmeric and ginger tea by Paul Newman. There you go. when it comes to these ones, whenever you're having the tea, what you really want to do is make sure that you are actually, just go away from my cool little slideshow there, is that whenever you're having them as a tea, really the best way to do it is having it either fresh or loose leaf, because especially if it's really beaten up, and one of the next ones I'm talking about, it's even more so the case. If they've overpacked it, a lot of the volatile oils can actually disperse out of the product, and you're going to lose some of the power of it. So if you can have it fresh, or you can have it, in a loose leaf tea that hasn't been beaten down as much, then that's probably the better way to do it than actually having a standard tea bag, where a lot of times they've processed those just a little bit harder. So when you're having it as a tea, that's my big suggestion right there. So, Yep. The Indians, I don't have a lot of Indian friends, so I don't know if they have lots of gas problems normally, but I tell you what, most everything on this list actually, whew. Woo! Look out, where'd that come from? A lot of things on this list actually are definitely ones that are in Indian food, and they are all a lot of ones that I've tried that are very good for gas problems. Here is one, on the other hand, that is a bit controversial. I want to get into this one here. Master Garlic. Yes, Master Garlic. Who would think garlic is good for gas? Because it actually is. Garlic is actually, in many studies, says that it is good for various gas problems and the buildup that you have, and can be an effective remedy for that, especially if you're trying to detox your system, because it helps get rid of unwanted yeast in your system. The problem is, obviously, for a lot of people, it can build up in your system. Obviously, it's garlic. Let me just say this properly. It's garlic, and obviously it can make you smell a little bit. If you have too much of it, or have it the wrong way, that's, you really probably want to go for a capsule form on this one. If eating tons of garlic can help, sometimes with some people, though, that can really permeate through their system. And for some people, if you have too much garlic, it actually has the opposite effect, yes, where it can actually cause the bloating and cause flatulence. So garlic is one that is a middle of the road one that has some proponents saying yes, it can help, and others that saying no, it can't. So yeah, very much a controversial one here when it comes to garlic. It's a lot of the ones on this list of people you're not gonna run into the problems with it causing gas. The next two on my list are these really cool guys right here. I love this one, star anise, and of course beyond that one as well, it's brother in arms, which actually comes from a completely different plant. It's anise seed. Anise seed is the other one. Now, both star anise and anise seed can actually help with these things. And in fact, the majority of the ones I'm talking about today are seeds. So most of the spices seeds that you're going to come across are the best ones you can get when it comes to helping with your digestive system. I haven't seen a specific study or article that has said why seeds in and of themselves, other than their spices, are better for helping out the system. If you guys know, you can let me know. Yeah, but yes, both of these guys are very good at helping this out. You can, star anise is another one that you can actually just eat straight. Anise seed, the same way you can just actually grab a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of anise seeds and just chew them. In the star anise, you can do the same thing. Like Luana says, it tastes like licorice. And you can also have it in the tea. Both of these work good in a tea. So Well, I don't. Luana thinks she sounds like she's shouting. Hopefully, I don't think I sound like I'm shouting. It doesn't look like I'm peaking today, which is good. I'm always trying to avoid having my mic come out too loudly. Yeah. But yes, star anise and aniseed, both helpful. So I'm not entirely sold on this next one because I've never really noticed it help me in particular for these things. But chamomile. Chamomile, it is more often than not you'll find it used for things like reducing anxiety, helping with your sleep, helping with depression. But it does help with different digestive factors as well, and that is very true. It also, helps boost your GABA receptors in the nervous system to improve your mood. So it helps, like I said, that's how it helps with anxiety. But the reason it's supposedly supposed to help with gas and whatnot is that it's because it's one that helps relax you. It actually does the same thing for your internal digestive tract. It's supposed to unclench your stomach muscles and help relax them, and actually help relax the whole digestive tract. Because the name of the game when you're trying to help gas and bloating is to get that food that you're eating moving along through the system. You don't want it just getting stuck in there, and then that's when problems happen and it just builds up. Now, with chamomile tea, as far as I know, the effects aren't as strong as some of the other seeds on this list. I think it can help, especially if you're having it on a consistent basis and keeping a much more relaxed system. Definitely it can help, but I don't think it's quite as palpable as some of the other herbs and spices on this list. Okay? That's just my 2 cents worth. But it is pretty. We actually saw some nice chamomile out in the wild today. And I got some new footage of it. So next time I do a chamomile video, I can use some good chamomile footage. Leave you with some chamomile. Moments with chamomile. Yeah. Okay. I don't have I have anything else on the chamomile at the moment. That's what you got. So, yes. Again, it's like, it's all relative. When it comes to herbs and spices, we're all different. I say this pretty much every time, that each and every person is different. So different herbs are going to affect you differently. I'll do a top 10 list because what the research says is definitely the most effective. But for this video, hey, I say try any of these. Try all of them. Try several of them together. They actually suggest having lots of these combined when you have them. The next part I'm going to talk about is basically just the whole parsley family. All of the parsley related herbs, everything in that particular family of herbs is good. Okay? Parsley, baby. So that is the Apiaceae family, I do believe. And that whole family is great when it comes to helping with the digestive system. And so this one includes things like cumin, dill, coriander, cilantro. It also includes the anise. It includes caraway seeds. And it even includes fennel. Now, fennel, for a lot of people's druthers, is the number one. But you'll see if it makes it makes it number one if you want to watch my top 10 video later on. But the fennel seed is one of those ones, again, that you can just take a half teaspoon or a teaspoon and just chew it straight. Or you can have it as a tea, either one. But fennel seed in particular, yeah, man, this stuff is supposed to be primo badass when it comes to helping out that gas in your system. They also say that it's another one that's good to combine with things like cardamom, which is another good one to have. But fennel in particular, its essential oils can help stimulate essentially the secretion of your digestive juices and your gastric juices. It helps reduce inflammation in the stomach and the intestines. It helps you also to absorb nutrients from the food. So all of these things helping to move the food along, and it helps with the acidity levels as well. So fennel is also apparently, when used in powder form, can be a bit of a laxative. So if you're having problems on that end with as a bit of constipation and stuff, it can help with that. It also has a stimulating effect that helps with moving things through and actually the proper excretion of things as you get down to the bottom. But they also some people I've heard say that you can just do a couple drops of fennel essential oil in your tea to help with it as well. I mean, that, or you can just have fennel seeds in your tea, rather than having the essential oil that way. But the essential oil is again more compact, so it is a higher level. So if you need a higher level, that is one way you can go. And some research has shown that, despite it being an excellent anti-inflammatory, the oils in the plant have been used to treat the whole digestive system, possibly because it has a little bit of estrogen, which inhibits muscle spasms, but really that it's just, the whole study just showed that it's really helpful with your digestive, helping breaking down food more efficiently. So yeah, fennel, definitely a big one. It also helps with diarrhea, stomach cramps, irritable bowel syndrome. So yeah, if you want to try one, fennel is also good for colic in babies. Yes, very true. Hello, our treasured home. And yes, I have heard that one as well. So, moving down the list, I already mentioned caraway, which is another carminative and a digestive aid that can help. Basil, the basil family are also ones that are very good at helping with it. And this, goes for other, the various types of basil that are out there. Pretty much all of them can help in one way or another. Another one of the seeds, cumin seeds. Cumin seeds can also help. The essential oils in that one apparently can help stimulate your salivary glands, and that, again, they also help with the digestion of food. But it also is good for helping your acidity levels and belching, as well as things like your flatulence and bloating, which is one that just kind of comes hand in hand when you're talking with the old gas and breaking wind, as it were. They like saying wind over here a lot more than flatulence or gas in the UK. So, yes, you generally don't hear people, you're breaking wind over here. So, I didn't get. Yeah, that was a funny one for me when I moved over to the UK. Actually, I had never heard that before until I moved over here. All right, here's another monster one. This is peppermint. And not just peppermint, all the mint family, all of the different mints can help. Spearmint can help, chocolate mint can help. Yeah, pretty much all of them are good. And it's also kind of a part of the reason that you'll find it used a lot of times as part of a meal, that people will give you mint leaves to chew on. That is supposed to be helpful. But it's a very great digestive. But this is one in particular, is one that can get broken down and lose its volatile oils in a tea. So really be careful when you're having it. I've got lots of fresh mint, so I generally have it that way, or I have a nice loose leaf tea that's been properly dehydrated and not broken down too much. So, but you'll also find peppermints and a lot of times, or menthol in particular, which is one of the things that really helps with the problems with the gas, in particular products that are on the market that are supposedly helpful for digestive problems or specifically for gas and bloating. So if you look on the ingredients, oftentimes you will find peppermint or menthol involved in that process. Yeah. For those who don't know, peppermint is known as pudina in India. Yeah. Pudina. But yeah, menthol, which of course is the thing that also gives it that nice minty taste, is one of the main things that really helps it as an anti-inflammatory and helps soothe any stomach discomfort that you're having. It's also a bit of an analgesic or pain reliever, which it helps with if you're already bloated and are having discomfort problems. So yeah, if you're already at that point, peppermint tea can help you alleviate that problem that's already there. So not just stopping it helping it from occurring in the first place. It can stop it if it's already occurring and getting pretty bad. So peppermint, woohoo! I love me some peppermint. I suddenly went into some salsa music here. Woo! Ay 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 ay! We're talking peppermint! Yeah! But I love peppermint. I have it all the time. I got like 3 or 4 different kinds of mint here at my house. And yeah, love it to death. Love me some peppermint. Alright. Going down the list. How about these ones? Who's my next one? Oh. I actually didn't get pictures of those guys. But anyways, so... Oh, Rex George, how you doing? Good to see you. Anything else that I missed? Parsley family and mint family. What about essential oils and tea? Yeah, like I said, essential oils, it depends on the essential oil. Some aren't meant to be taken orally. So you really have to be careful as to which kind it is, as to, if you can take it that way. Okay? So if you're going to get an essential oil, make sure when you're getting it, that you find out if it is one that you can take orally, because some of them aren't designed to be taken directly that way. They're meant to either be used as aromatherapy or other versions that can get it into your system, like maybe just watering it down and actually applying it onto your skin directly for different purposes than this, obviously. So yeah, you have to be very careful when you're talking about essential oils, because they're so concentrated. So when you do take them, make sure you are getting one that is properly meant for digestion. But they do exist. They are out there. So it just depends on who you're talking about. So yes. So where was I? I was about to talk about peppers. Not green peppers or anything like that. Black pepper and white pepper. Yeah. Black pepper and white pepper are both good for helping with gas. Piperine is a main active ingredient and helps increase the bioavailability and absorption of your nutrients. It also essentially works with the motility of things to help reduce gas. So pushes things through that system once again. They also say that it basically moisturizes the tissue, at least long pepper does, while black pepper tends to reduce excess moisture. So it's a lot of times they combine the two to make it work better. Of course, you also have the white pepper to help out as well. But finishing off with black pepper first, you can actually have black pepper in tea. I actually have like peppercorns often in the tea. You just have the whole peppercorn rather than breaking it down, because if it's broken down, it might be a little harder to take. But you can actually have it in tea. It's obviously people have it in meals all the time. But it helps stimulate your hydrochloric acid levels as well, which helps produce, digest your food better, helps you digest your proteins better. But it's really good to reduce any formation, the actual formation of intestinal gas. White pepper, on the other hand, is an antispasmodic and helps soothe your gut. It can help restore the tone of any lax muscles that you may have in your colon, which helps ease constipation. And it's also supposed to help you kind of build an appetite as well. We often use it, as they suggest, in a soup. You can use it in stir fries. It does have a bit of a thermogenic effect, which is nice, which helps burn calories. And if you've ever had white pepper, it's a really nice additive to have. People think of black pepper all the time, but white pepper is very nice. Another pepper that you can have, let's go into the third pepper, is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper helps the same way. yeah, I wonder if I haven't seen any reports on it. Things like jalapenos and stuff for these particular purposes, helping with this. But obviously, these ones are all spicy, and um, the things that give it its spiciness aren't mainly the things that I think are helpful for the gas. I think it's some of the other aspects. But as far as cayenne pepper is concerned, um, it's one that's can have a more of immediate effect. So one person say that you can combine it with some apple cider vinegar and water, and that within just a couple minutes of drinking it, they felt better. So yeah, it's cayenne pepper. I think along with the other peppers, because they are potent with that ability, you can actually get them to work a lot faster. Um, Talking parsley family, I believe also includes this. Yes, it does. This is coriander and cilantro. I think I already mentioned coriander, but yeah, you can have the coriander seeds or you can have the cilantro leaves. Both of them help. And I saw some articles that actually said the main reason that you actually have cilantro, besides the flavor, a lot of times in a lot of dishes that basically are known for causing gas, like beans and whatnot, is that it's supposed to help counteract the problem of the beans. So yeah, if you get problems with beans causing you gas, cilantro, nice, unless you're one of those people who has the wrong aldehydes and it smells like soap to you. Unfortunately, it can help with your gas. Sorry if you have that bad aldehyde, but if you don't, cilantro and coriander both are good. Yeah, so obviously using it in food's the best way. I wouldn't do it in a tea. Doesn't taste very good as far as I'm concerned. So I'd stick with having it as a capsule or having it in your food or just eating the leaves directly. I love doing that. If I'm just having some extra protein or something, I'll just grab some of that to have with it. It's really good. I mean, like my vegetarian protein chunks, like a little fake turkey chunks or fake chicken chunks, and I'll just throw a bunch of cilantro on with it and then chump it that way. All right, let's move on to cloves. So cloves, yes, they are another one on this list. It's another one that they say you can use the essential oil for, just adding some into a tea or water. You can use like 8 ounces of water and use like 2 to 5 drops of the right essential oil to help reduce the gas and problems in there. Apparently, it also helps with things like motion sickness and hiccups as well. So that's a cool side benefit. Yeah. But you can also just chomp on some cloves directly. And that also helps with teeth problems because it's a bit of an analgesic. It helps with tooth pain. I've used it for this in particular. Yeah. Yes. Another fun one is dandelions. Yay, dandelions. If you haven't seen my dandelion videos, go watch them. They're all really fun. I'm particularly fond of the history of dandelions video myself. So it's actually been used for a long time for this purpose. Dandelion, and I think, which one is it? It's not fennel. I think it might be cardamom is the same way that it's a bit of a diuretic and helps, basically removes toxins and helps flush things through your system to help your kidneys work better. But it's a diuretic, so basically it helps you urinate more. But the whole thing can work. The leaves, the flower, any of these parts, dandelion tea can help. I don't think it's one of the primary ones, but it's definitely one that can help. Another one I've heard in some circles, but hasn't been as big, is thyme. Thyme leaves. Yep, thyme's another one that you can use, and you also do as a tea. Tastes very good as a tea. And yeah, guess what? I just ran right through thyme. Thyme was the last one on my list. Bam! There they are! Woohoo! Those are all the primary herbs. Carom seeds. Carom, not carob. C-A-R-O-M. Carom seeds is another one that is actually on the list as well. So it's a little lesser known. It's another one I think that's been used more in the East and India than in the United States and the UK. So if you haven't heard about it before, carom seeds, another one to try. But like I said, half to more, I think even more percentage of this list is seeds. All these seeds, I think, there's something about those seeds. I'm going to have to do some more research just to find out why seeds in particular help, because I'm very curious now. I really want to know. And I haven't seen any research that actually says this is why seeds are best. Yes, the one appears. There it is. Carom. So yeah, there you go. No more farts for you. Those are the best herbs and spices for flatulence and bloating and gas. Get them all. Enjoy. Have fun. All right. Any questions? I have given you my list. I'm glad it worked after all of those internet problems. I know I saw this thing give me the little wheel every now and then, so hopefully the internet reception wasn't hanging up too much on you guys and causing trouble. So hopefully it worked. Everybody happy with the reception today? All right. I guess I'll go have some dinner, because it's now getting close to my dinner time. We started much later than I anticipated. But, what foods contain carom? That's a good question. I haven't had carom myself, so I'm not entirely sure what all foods contain it. I mean, ajwain is another name for it. They call it ajwain in India. But I mean, you use it. I'm not sure what food would you use it in, I guess would be the question. You use carom in. Let's do a quick look and see if we can find out. So, stir fries, lentils, legumes is the main things that come up. Having tempura, different things like that. They say apparently it's good for those things. Otherwise, you can just have it as a supplement. But yeah, those are the. I haven't actually tried it myself yet, so I'm not sure. I just saw it come up in all my research as another one that can be helpful. And apparently in India they use it. They've been using it for decades. It just hasn't made it over to the West yet. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, turmeric, which is now huge, it didn't really hit the West until the 1980s. And, it's hard to think that it's only been like, 30, 40 years that since we've really gotten a lot of turmeric in the Western hemisphere, over in the West. I don't know why I call it the West. It seems so weird to say because essentially it's, just another part of is that officially the Western Hemisphere is the area that includes North America and such. Thank you very much, Luenda Pierce. Woo woo! We have made it through our windy broadcast. No more wind for you guys. No breaking wind. No more farts. Have a nice night. But, okay, that's that. And if you haven't seen some of my other videos about the top 10 lists, top 10 herbs for anxiety, you can go watch that. You can go watch the top 10 herbs for sleep, top 10 herbs for depression. I got lots of different top 10 videos. I got a whole playlist for it on my channel. If you haven't seen it yet, please do. Otherwise, I will be back on Tuesday with another video. Yes, I am. Luana, Tuesday, I am releasing my bay leaf tea video. The benefits of bay leaf tea coming out Tuesday. I knew it was coming soon. So there you go. Bay leaf tea coming out Tuesday. After that, we'll be doing another live stream, I think. I haven't decided what the topic's going to be yet. I've been trying to alternate video, live stream, so I can get more time to get things done. But I got a couple of CBD tea or hemp tea videos on the way as well that are going to be coming out after the bay leaf tea videos. So be on the lookout for those. All right. I'm going to go get some dinner. Thanks for joining me, guys. Really appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe, or share this out with your friends. All those people who need to get rid of that wind. You got any smelly friends? This video, or share my top 10 herb video when it comes out here next month or the next month or two. Okay? Have a good night, everybody. See you later. Bye.